Hello guys, I'm back with another video. In this video I'm going to show you how you guys can implement form validation or text field validations in a form. So let's get started. As you guys can see, I have a validator for the, if I click on submit, you guys can see I have validation for image, but I don't have any kind of validation for the text fields. So now let's implement this. First of all, I'm going to open profile settings screen. Okay, inside profile settings screen, you guys can see I have reusable widget, text field widget. It's right over here, right? So we have to implement some kind of validation in the field. So in order to implement validation in the field, we have to convert text field to the text form field. Okay, this is very important. If you need validation, make sure to use text form field instead of text field. After this, we have to call validator. This is kind of function only available in text form field. It provides us a string input and a function. So we can perform our validation right over here. So now what we have to do is we have to pass another function, validator, and this function need to be called from here, validator, and we have to provide this input, and yeah, that's it. So as you guys can see, we have four text fields. So now we have to provide four validators, string input. Okay, so we have to copy this function for all the fields, right over here, right over here, and up here. So our error is now being removed. So what we have to do is we have to do some basic checks. If input dot is empty, if our input is empty, then what we have to do is we have to return name is required. Okay, this is one check. Another check is if input dot length, if this is less than 5, then I'm going to return please enter a valid name. Okay, this is another check. And if these two if statements are false, then I just want to return null. So this is for name validation. Let's check. After doing this, now let's do same for the home address. If input dot is empty, now I'm going to return home address is required, and after this I'm going to call null. Let's copy this and paste right over here. We have to call business address is required, and shopping center is required. Okay, so these are few checks that I have implemented on individual text fields. The next thing that we have to do is, as you guys can see, our form is inside this column. So I'm going to wrap this column with another widget, and this widget is called form, and this form accepts a key. So in order to provide a key, first we have to create that key. Make sure that you create the key outside the build method, otherwise you will get an unexpected error. Global key, as we are making this key for the form, so I'm going to call it form state function, and this is going to be a form key, global key. Mention type is very important, form state, and right over here we have to provide the key that we have created. And once the user click on the submit button, first of all we have to validate our key. If form key dot current state dot validate, make sure you pause check right over here. If this is false, then we have to return. Okay, so now let's check it out. First of all, this f state will be evaluated. I'm going to click on submit. Okay, let me use control S, so it should take effect. Going to click on submit. Please add. Okay, it is saying that a form key dot current state dot validate. So why it not work? I think we have to restart it. Let's give it a restart. Yeah, because it not work because we have created a variable form key and it is not created on the runtime. Now if I click on submit, please add your image. Okay, so basically we are filling this current state form key dot current state dot validate. Validator function is right over here. We are calling it to. Then what's going wrong? Form state and form state, right? I have already assigned this to the key form widget, and I have already called this. Let me check. Form key dot current state dot validate. So yeah guys, let's see what we are missing. First of all, let's remove this, and let's see inside text field. So yeah, we have used text form field. Okay guys, so we have to return this, and this is the mistake that I was making. Let's write it in a more effective way. Input and validator, and we have to pass input to this function. Yeah, that will fix it. So now let's click on submit. So yeah, you guys can see we have validation for every text field. For name field, we have name is required. For home address, home. Let's enter only name, and let's click on submit again. So yeah guys, name is now fixed. Other field are still error. So this is how you guys can implement validation in our form fields. Thank you guys for watching the video, and stay tuned.